Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, I hope you all are fine. Yesterday you were given a few words for homework to find synonym and to make sentence for each of the word. Some students are having difficulties to find the words, so I will underline the words during the lecture and I will also show you a list at the end of the lecture. The list of underlined words. You again have to find synonyms of words and make sentence for each of the word. Kindly don't be panic if you are having any kind of difficulty. You can ask it in your relevant class group, WhatsApp groups. You all are added in those groups. What you people have to do is just write the lesson number here, write the date, and here write the lesson number which are you listening. Simply then write the word here. Suppose the word is here, write sentences, and here write the word one, popper. Here write its synonym and make the sentence here. Leave one line and write the second word, its synonym, and make its sentence. Lesson numbers are given below the videos. Today's lesson is lesson number 3. So what you will do, you will simply write lesson number 3 on the top and start doing your homework. Let's have a recap of previous lecture. In previous lecture, what we read was a little more about Tom and the prince. We read that how the pauper meets the prince and how their places were exchanged. Prince keenly listened about the life of the poor beggar and showed very much interest. Today we will read how Prince managed after being thrown out of his own palace by his own guards, and what will he do after getting out of the palace, the life with servants he was enjoying, and what will Tom do in Prince Edward's disguise. We have read chapter number 1 and also chapter number 2. Today we are going to start our next chapter, which is The Prince in Trouble, chapter number 3. The wrong side of the gates. Take that, shouted the soldier, hitting Edward again. The prince fell down in the mud. He picked himself up and threw himself at the soldier. "You will die for this," he shouted. The soldier stepped inside the gates again and shut them with a bang. Laughing and shouting, the crowd chased the prince through the streets, further and further away from the palace. At first, the prince shouted angrily at them, "Stop that at once! If you don't stop, my father, the king, will send you to prison." The people thought that he was very funny. They laughed and laughed. At last, the prince was too tired to shout at them, and they became tired of chasing him and left him alone. He looked around him. He did not know where he was. Although he was terribly tired, he was afraid to lie down. He did not feel safe. He had never been really way away really alone in his life. Then he saw a great building a long way away. I know that place. He said to himself, it is Christ's church. It was a church long ago, and then my father made it into a home for poor children. There they are well looked after, and they are taught to read and write. I will go there. They will be kind to me because my father was good to them. The pupils of Christ's church. Slowly on his tired feet, the young prince went towards the great building. Soon he saw a crowd of schoolboys. They were all dressed in the same blue clothes with small round black hats on their heads. They were playing happily together in the playground. The prince went up to the nearest boy. Boy, please tell your teacher that Prince Edward is here and would like to speak to him. The boy stared at him in surprise. Why was Prince Edward sent a beggar to be his messenger? Why has Prince Edward sent a beggar to be his messenger? I am not a beggar, and I am not a messenger. I am Prince Edward, and the king, my father, built your school. Now fetch your teacher quickly before I get angry. Did you hear that? Shouted the schoolboy to his friends. The beggar boy says he is a prince. Come on, let's have some fun. They seized the prince with their strong little hands and pulled him towards a big stone bath in the corner of the playground. The bath was full of water for horses to drink. Sometimes the boys sailed their toy boats on it. Now they threw the prince in the water. When he tried to get out, they pushed him in again. After a few minutes of this, a bell rang. Dinner time, the boys shouted. They ran indoors and left the prince alone. My father was kind to those boys, said the prince as he climbed out of the water. He gave them food to eat and clothes to wear, but he forgot one thing. He did not teach them to be kind and good to people who are poorer than themselves. When I am king, I will change all that. Tom's father. The prince felt very tired and terribly alone. Where could he go? Nobody believed him. Everybody thought he was mad. He tried hard to remember where Tom lived. At last he had the answer. Fish Street, he said to himself. That was the name of Tom's home. If I go there, surely Tom's family will help me. They will take me home to the palace. It was starting to rain, and a cold wind blew through the holes in his borrowed rags. The prince felt very cold and alone. Suddenly, a big, ugly man and seized his arm very hard with his great hand. He was very dirty and he smelt of beer. How much money did you get, Tom? Shouted the man. Give it to me, or I will break every bone in your body, or my name isn't John Canty. Oh, so you are his father, said the prince eagerly. Please take me back to the palace. My father, the king, will reward you. He will make you a rich man. You will never need to beg again. His father? What do you mean? I am your father and I am going to beat you until my arms are tired. Do not make jokes, please. I am very tired and cold and hungry. Take me back to the palace. Your son is waiting for you there. John Canty shook his head. The boy is mad, he said. That's what book learning does to people. He turned to the prince. You are coming with me. He seized Edward's arm again and pulled him towards Fish Street. A pauper in the palace. Meanwhile, as the prince was on his way to Fish Street, Tom Canty was staring at himself in the mirror and enjoying his beautiful new clothes. He sat down on every chair. He examined all the other beautiful furniture in the room. He stared at all the wonderful pictures. At last he realized that the prince had been away for a long time. He began to worry. What will happen if somebody comes in and sees me wearing the prince's clothes? Perhaps they will kill me at once and ask questions later. Softly he opened the door, hoping to see the prince. At once, 6 servants in beautiful clothes bowed to him. He stepped quickly back into the room and shut the door again. They are laughing at me, he thought. Now They are laughing at me, he thought. Now they will fetch the soldiers to take me to prison. Oh, why did I ever come here? Just then the door opened and a servant said, The Lady Jane Grey. A sweet young girl in a blue dress came into the room and bowed in a most respectful way. Lady Jane was Prince Edward's cousin. At first she looked pleased to see Tom. Then she saw his worried face and she said sadly, What is wrong with you, my lord? Be kind to me, sweet lady, said Tom in a shaking voice. I am only poor Tom Canty from Fish Street. Please ask the prince to forgive me, to give my old rags again and let me go home. He went down on his knees while tears poured down his face. The girl stared at him with big frightened eyes. You are not well, my lord, she cried. You must not kneel to me. You are the prince. And what is all this nonsense about rags and Fish Street? Oh dear, oh dear. Then she turned and ran out of the room. Now they will take me to the prison, said Tom to himself. I shall never see my home and family again. Here, Tom will be meeting the king. Tom meets the king. There was a knock at the door. Tom was terribly frightened. Come in, he called in a shaking voice. He was sure that the king's servants would put him in prison. Two tall gentlemen Two tall gentlemen came into the room and bowed. They had come to fetch Tom, but they did not want to take him to prison. Your father wants to see you, my lord, they said. My father, but he does not know I am here. He is at home in Fish Street. The gentlemen shook their heads sadly and led Tom into a very big, beautiful room. On a bed lay a very tall, very fat man. He had small, dark eyes in a big, white face. There were bandages around his legs, and he looked tired and ill. He was Henry the Eighth, and he was King of England. He spoke gently to Tom. Now, my son, this is a foolish joke for a prince to play on a king. You are the king, whispered Tom. Oh dear, what will happen to me now? The king looked sadly at Tom. The story is true, he said to himself. The boy is mad. Aloud he said kindly, come to your father, child. You are not well. On shaking legs, Tom the Pauper went up to the King of England. The king took the frightened face between his hands and looked lovingly into Tom's eyes. Presently he said, do you know me, child? Don't break my heart. Say that you know me. You are my lord the king, whispered Tom. That's right. Now don't be frightened. Nobody will hurt you. Everyone in the palace loves you. There, you are better now. Your bad dream has gone. You know who you are, don't you? Please believe me. Please believe me, my lord. I am poor Tom Canty and I am speaking the truth. I am a pauper and there has been a terrible mistake, but I haven't done anything wrong and I am too young to die. Help me, my lord. Don't send me to prison. Please. Sweet prince, do not talk about dying and prison like that. Nobody wants to hurt you. Then can I go home now? Home? Yes, home to Fish Street to my family. These are the words you are given for homework. Kindly note down these words, make sentences of these words, also write synonyms for each of the word. You people also need to do exercise given on page 70, questions and activities of chapter 1, 2 and 3, as we have already done with the chapter 1, 2 and 3 of the novel The Pauper, The Prince and the Pauper. So you can do the exercise by yourselves. Reread the lesson, underline the difficulties and ask about your queries in WhatsApp group of your class. Must read the lesson again because you will have to do questions and also will be given comprehension passages to solve once the novel will be completed. Kindly pay attention to your lectures and complete your notebooks. Meet you in the next lecture and we will have a little review of today's lecture tomorrow. Take care till then. Allah Hafiz.